I now call this regularly scheduled council meeting to order. Today's Thursday, September 19th, and the time is 7 p.m. The invocation tonight will be done by Gary Kaufman of the Alvin Church of Christ. And the American Pledge will be Councilwoman DeKaiser. Texas Pledge, Richard Garvey. Oh, here he is.
It's an honor to be here, and I know Alvin Community College students are here tonight, and I taught there for 36 years, so I'm very glad they're here learning a lot at ACC and here to make notes regarding our city government of Alvin. God bless all of you. Let's pray. Dear Father, most loving God in heaven, Holy Father, we come to you and we're in humility, and may we be in awe of your glory, awe of your power, awe of your omnipotence. Father, as we come tonight here for this city council meeting of Alvin, I want your blessings to be upon the council members and the mayor and the city manager. Be with Mayor Adame, be with city manager Rowland, be with council members Garvey, Vela, Vaughn, Moore, Castro, DeKaiser, and Starkey. Bless them immeasurably, Father. Give them wisdom that comes from you. I pray for all the city employees. I pray for the first responders, the police department, the fire department, the EMS, all those who serve in this community. Nothing's greater than to serve, and to serve for your glory, Father, and also for the benefit of this city and this great country in which we live. We're so grateful for the opportunity of the freedoms we have, and may those freedoms continue. May this city council and the mayor and the city manager govern with the utmost wisdom, with the utmost insight, and with fairness and care for all. In Jesus' name, amen.
All right, thank you. Pardon my tardiness here. Thank you for Councilman Moore to get us started. Next, we're going to have a presentation of downtown business grants to the fill station. Mr. Corey Scopel. Is he here? There he is. All right, go ahead.
Well, good evening, everybody. Honored to have everyone here tonight, especially with you, Mr. Scopel. Congratulations on opening of your new business in the downtown Alvin area. We really look forward to many years of your business prospering and feeding the masses here in Alvin. So with the conclusion of your business construction, and now it's open and operating, you have applied for the Downtown Development Grant, and as you've satisfied all the requirements, we now have the reimbursement as per the grant's requirements and per the grant's guidelines. We have that ready for you. This is not an actual check. You'll be getting the actual one, but for photograph purposes, we're going to be having this in front of everybody here. Okay. So.
Can I say a word?
You may. You may.
So first off, guys, I want to thank y'all for all y'all do for this community. And I just wanted to kind of say on record, this man is, in my mind, exactly what we needed in Alvin to help seal the disconnect between, you know, the consumer and or the business and the city. Also, I wanted to say that it's been a great pleasure to work with y'all city officials. I feel like we've really made leaps and bounds over the past 10 years or so, They were very accommodating. They worked with us, and it was really a pleasure. So I want to thank y'all for that.
Thank you, Corey. I just want to say real quickly, I appreciate his commitment to Alvin, opening up another restaurant in town and serving the people and also serving the community like you often do. So I just want to thank you for being a part of our.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Or we'll. Do you want that down?
Is that you, Richard, thing?
Right? Did you do that?
Crazy. Very good. Congratulations again, Corey, and again, I echo Councilman Moore's sentiments. We appreciate your continued investments in the city, and you serve us well, your food is delicious, and we appreciate it. We wish you all the best, sir. Next up, we're going to have a presentation. It's our annual department presentation from the Parks and Recs. Welcome, Dan Kalinsky. Hold your applause.
Without question, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, and thank you, council members, for giving me this time and opportunity. I want to start off with a quote by the NRPA from why parks and recreation are essential public services. There are no communities that pride themselves on their quality of life, promote themselves as a desirable location for businesses to relocate, or maintain that they are environmental stewards of their natural resources without such communities having a robust, active system of parks and recreation programs for public use and enjoyment. I also want to recognize our senior board members and staff tonight. We appreciate everybody being here. Thank you very much for serving the community, and I hope that I represent you all well doing this presentation. So with that, I've got 5 minutes, so we're going to get into it. We've got people that work for us, 17 full-time, 8 part-time. We have 5 different divisions in this department: maintenance, administration, recreation, park and facility maintenance, and senior center. On our recreation services, we're proud to let you know that we opened our rec center this year, opened in May of 2024, and since then we have almost 1,500 members. And with approximately, as of August the 1st, we've had 13,485 people come into that building year to date. Daily admissions were about 2,595 total kids club participants, and that's year to date as of August the 1st. I want to and also Hurricane Beryl that came in and disrupted us, however briefly. At that time, the city was nice enough to offer no-cost day passes, and we had 454 of our community members take advantage of that. So we appreciate council's directive in allowing that center to be available at no cost. With that, what types of programs do we offer? Well, you'll see pictured here a few examples taken from our father-daughter dance, Little Ballerinas, productions in the park, and it's programs like these that improve the quality of life for our community and help create lifelong memories for family and friends. I want to talk a little bit about our senior center. Y'all may know the history of that building, but in 1997, final renovations were complete, and it joined 2 vacated buildings, the former police station and library. And upon completion, we have a 10,000 square foot building now known as the Alvin Senior Center. It was dedicated for the primary purpose to serve adults ages 50 and over in the Alvin area. Some examples of the rec programs that we have: line dancing, karaoke, learning lunches, luau's, and of course National Nut Day, which is also not on a council meeting night. It's October 22nd. The center also hosts monthly meetings to numerous organizations such as Alvin area retired teachers and many more. It's used by our community members to host parties, family reunions, wedding receptions, and private events. We were blessed to have a 22-passenger bus, and we appreciate your support for that. We take all different types of excursions, like the Moody Gardens, Miller Outdoor Theater, many others. This year, we've taken 550 people, seniors, on 38 different trips. So we're putting it to good use. Community-wide events, they're hosted throughout the year. Movie night, trick-or-treat trail, home for the holidays, Nerf nights, July 4th. These are no-cost events, and we take a head count, an approximation of how many people came out. So far, we've had almost 10,000 people come out for these types of events. And again, we really appreciate the support of our community, and as long as they enjoy what we do, we're doing a good job, I believe. Talking about partnerships, you'll see some logos up there on the screen. We can't deliver quality programming or events without our partners, and those actions of Brazoria County, girls softball, Little League, Alvin ISD, and even many of our city departments help us put these programs on and help us serve the community. Our Administrative Service Division, we oversee the Community Service Worker Program. This year, we expect to receive about 500 hours of court-ordered community service, which would be about a 37% increase from last year. We track, verify, and report those hours to the courts. We oversee 14 different service contracts valued at almost $1 million, like janitorial, manicured mowing, things like that. We provide customer service, work order management, registrations for programming. We process the event applications, reservations, emergency management, planning and preparation, of course, the parks and building capital improvement forecasting. All right, park and facility maintenance services, responsible for building maintenance of 17 city-owned buildings, 22 emergency generators, the Bobo and pool, all the playground equipment, and all structures within our park system, having a total approximate square footage of 280,000. On average, we receive approximately 1,200 work requests per year. This year to date, we've received 1,229. I oversee the grounds maintenance of approximately 160 acres of manicured parkland, green space, and the Oak Park Cemetery, maintenance of flower beds, athletic playing fields, playgrounds, and many other amenities found in our park system. All right, here's some examples of improvement projects currently underway. We have the rec center pool replastering, and there's a new playground coming. The senior center porte-cochere, and right there is the KAB Governor's Achievement Award. That they were awarded $224,000 because of their efforts in recycling and promoting those types of things in our community. And they're also a partner with us, and we appreciate them. And this is the type of thing that's recognized for their efforts. So we again applaud them and appreciate them. Downtown parking lot lighting, a couple of upcoming projects. Morgan Park, we're still working in design for the new restroom storage building. And then Pearson Park will be replacing foul bowls. And with that, that's how you can get a hold of us. And I'm thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you, Dan. Council have any questions for Dan before he leaves? Not today.
All right, we're good.
Well, I'm asking for contracts.
Yeah,
Not at this time. Not right. Yeah, right now.
All right, Dan, we appreciate what you and your team do. We've heard nothing but positive remarks on the rec center since it's opened, and I, for one, am just thrilled that we've got that for the community. So y'all keep up the great work. Thank you. Next, we've got public comment. We've got 3 public comments, 2 of which are for the same. First, I'd like to have John Berkey come up, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Council members. Yeah, I'm here with our board members. Give me a minute, they'll be up here. We want to thank you all publicly for all the help you give us. I'm sure there's other cities get support from our city officials, but I don't think any get more if they get what we get. You guys don't only give us your support from your seats there, you give us your support when you're out of those seats. Your time, your money. I mean, you guys support us a great deal, whether we ask for a 3-day speak or writing seminar, or to help us with bingo projects, judge our talent contest, put together a special senior edition of the Citizens Academy. You're all right there for us, and we really do appreciate it. And for that, we just want to give you a public recognition. So, Mr. Mayor, if you'll come up, we'll read this and give it to you. Hope my arms are long enough.
He didn't know he's gonna have to work for it.
Yeah. Basically, it says the Alvin Senior Citizens Board wants to express their sincere appreciation to the mayor, city council members, city manager, assistant city manager for your continued support of the Alvin Senior Center. The Alvin Senior Center is more than just another city building. To some senior citizens, it's a lifeline thrown to them that pulled them from loneliness and stress of coping with the loss of a loved one. To others, it's a place where they can go to meet other seniors, enjoy a luncheon, outing, or a trip to a local attraction. To many, it's simply a place where they're always welcome and can enjoy the company of friends. For your support has a positive effect on the senior citizens of Alvin, and enhances their quality of life.
It's not as easy as it looks.
No,
is
I
it?
need I need a speaking seminar. Mr. Mayor, we thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Can we get a picture with And I know Tom left his 80th birthday party to be
Tom's
there.
gonna sing for us while he's here, isn't he?
Photo, if y'all don't mind, council, we'll get a photo op. It's always a good time to get a photo. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Wait, Dixie, I have my glasses on.
How's my hair?
Perfect.
Thank you. Thanks again, guys. Thank you for all you do, too.
So we'll share custody of this. We'll start at my house, and then it'll just kind of, every week we'll rotate. How does that sound? All right. That was very nice. Thank you again. Next, we've got Norma Crosby representing the National Federation of the Blind in Texas, and Kaylee Joyner as well. Do y'all want to come together? You're both welcome to speak. I just figured y'all might want to come up together.
Yeah, thank you. So I want to take my few minutes to speak to do two things, to introduce our organization to our community, and also to make an offer. So that I have the honor of serving as president of the National Federation of the Blind of Texas. It's a statewide organization made up of primarily of blind people, but interested sighted people join too. And we are affiliated with the oldest and largest national organization of blind people in the country, the National Federation of the Blind. Through programs like our Bell Academy for Blind Children, we bring literacy to kids ages 4 to 12. Through our mentoring program for blind adolescents 14 to 22, we bring possibilities to young people who want to go to school and eventually become employed. Through our Silver Bell Senior Training Program, we offer blind seniors an opportunity to become independent again when they thought maybe they never would. Through our White Cane Program, we offer people access to the freedom of independent travel. And through our scholarship programs, we make it possible for blind students to reach their best potential. So we know that blindness is not what has to hold us back. We have high expectations for blind people. We work here in the community and all around the state to make it possible for blind people to reach their dreams and to live the lives they want. So that. We thought, since we've been here at the First National Bank building for 9 years, we thought it was time we came and introduced ourselves to the community. A lot of people around town know about us and a lot of people don't, and we wanted to come and make sure that the council is aware that we're here as a community partner and to help wherever we can for low vision and blind people. And the offer I wanted to make is concerning a problem that we see. One of the biggest problems for blind people is transportation. Obviously, legally blind people aren't allowed to drive, and I'm really glad about that. Because I am out on the streets sometimes, and I don't think that would be very good. But the fact that we can't drive like everybody else means that transportation is a critical component to our lives. It helps us be able to get out into the community. It helps us to be able to do what I said before, live the lives we want. And so our offer to the council is that as you work on making Alvin moving us into the future, that we certainly want transportation to be one of the priorities that you work on. And we, as the National Federation of the Blind of Texas and our local chapter here in the Alvin area, want to be part of that solution and want to be part of helping to make transportation a reality for those of us who are blind, but for everyone in Alvin and surrounding area that may not drive for whatever reason. So thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Kaylee Joyner, and I serve as the president of the Bay Area chapter of the National Federation of the Blind of Texas. We serve blind and low vision people in Alvin and the surrounding areas. And like Norma said, transportation can be a big barrier for blind folks. I talk to prospective members often, and unless folks have family or friends or the finances to be able to pay for rideshare services, getting to our meetings at the First National Bank of Alvin building can be a challenge for folks. I'm hopeful that our chapter will continue to grow. We've only been founded for about a year or so, if my memory serves, a year or two, give or take. So we're still fairly new, but I'm really excited and hopeful that our chapter will continue to grow in numbers. And I think that transportation can really help to bolster that, because then folks won't have to worry about, oh, how am I going to get there? And so I really look forward to working with the council to help improve transportation, not only for residents of Alvin with disabilities, but everyone who could benefit from an increased opportunity for transportation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I'll close our comments by just simply saying, again, that we're available to help blind and low vision people in the area. So if you have constituents who need any of the services I mentioned, or we have other services, and we also do referrals and advocacy work for people. So if you have constituents that need some of those services, they're welcome to give us a call. Our phone number is 281-968-7733, and we're in the Alvin, the First National Bank building on the second floor. Thank you.
Thank you. You know, ladies, I appreciate y'all coming up here and bringing that to our attention. That is a great point. I've been a member of the Lions Club program in Alvin since 2008, and we have speakers come all the time, and I think that having y'all come and speak to Lions Club would be a tremendous benefit. Obviously, with Lions Club being, our primary focus is site conservation. So we'll have somebody from our club be in contact. So I appreciate y'all coming in tonight. Thank you. That's all the public comment for this evening. We're going to move over to the consent agenda. Does anyone have anything they would like to remove from the consent agenda?
No, Mayor.
No, Mayor. No, Mayor.
No, Mayor.
No?
Mayor, make a motion to approve the consent agenda as is.
Second.
Please vote.
Motion passes unanimously. Items approved on the consent agenda are the minutes from September 15th City Council meeting. Item B, an interlocal agreement with Brazoria County for fiscal year 24-25 asphalt improvement project and authorize the mayor to sign upon legal review. Item C, an award a bid to Landscape Professionals of Texas for manicured mowing services of select city-owned and state right-of-way property, including parkland, lift stations, water wells, and various building grounds, an amount not to exceed $265,671, and authorize the city manager to sign the contract upon legal review. Item D, an award a bid to Landscape Professionals of Texas for manicured mowing services of select parkland and other city-owned property and state right-of-way in an amount not to exceed $68,100, and authorize the city manager to sign the agreement upon legal review. Mayor?
Thank you, Dixie. Moving on to other business. Item A, discuss and consider ordinance 24Y, an ordinance of the City of Alvin, Texas, amending Chapter 21, subdivisions and property development of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Alvin, Texas, for the purpose of amending Article 7, Parkland Dedication and Development Fee, providing for severability and setting forth other provisions related thereto. Welcome back, Dan.
All right. Thank you, Mayor, Council. So this item was brought back to you from the September 5th council meeting to discuss defining or adding clarification to the proposed guiding principles of park development. So I'll ask you to refer to your agenda commentary where staff included guidelines from the NRPA or the National Recreation Park Association, which were also referenced in our master plan. And we also included some language from the planned unit development. The NRPA guidelines, they provide, as you can see, desirable size, functionality, and some amenities to consider, where the planned unit development ordinance, they may be more pointed or specific. So in either case, any language added, we want to encourage the developer to capture the uniqueness of their development and provide a park or parks that are in harmony with their housing design and flow seamlessly within their development. And with your permission, we'd like to take back to Park Board and return to you a final version.
Till next camp.
Instead of tabling it, tabling means we have to put it on the next agenda.
So take
So
no action.
the recommendation is to take no action.
Okay, well.
And then just to, if there was additional discussion for y'all to have tonight, after kind of reviewing what the other items that Dan included in the agenda commentary. So we were pressed for time, but so that's the difference. When you table something, it has to essentially be exactly what it was the last time. So this will give Dan an opportunity to meet with the board and not necessarily be on a time crunch to get something back to y'all.
So no
Just-
motion.
Correct.
Yes, but I would definitely want to hear your thoughts on, because we included language in here concerning examples. Because we want to what we want to do is finalize what should go in the ordinance tonight, and then have Dan review with the Parks Board, just to review and just let them know what we plan on doing, and then bring it back for formal adoption. So we won't keep going back and forth.
Gotcha.
So you want like suggested terms and things that we wish to be included in the final draft tonight?
And we included examples in the agenda commentary. Different types of parks and,
Well, I thought I had a few ideas.
okay, sure.
And so I just kind of examples of what is expected, and hopefully they're in line with what the National Recreation and Park Association suggests. But terms like a safe, welcoming green space, instead of using terms like a place where you want to bring people to visit, maybe include something that says like, an environment that promotes relaxation and active engagement, or a place where someone can engage in physical activity if they choose. Something that would be safe and enjoyable for children as well. Maybe I like the idea of having a shaded seating area or a term similar to that is in line with relaxation. And we all know how hot it can get, right? And then something else I thought of too was to make sure that we provide adequate trash receptacles to promote cleanliness and just maintain, a clean environment. So those are just some of the ideas I had that could possibly be included. So,
Absolutely.
okay.
So if we're all good, we can just include that verbiage in the ordinance as example types, and then,
They agree. Those were just my brainstorming and I just felt like I needed to because I was the one that brought it up. So
that's good, that's what we
I better
wanted.
come back with something to use, right?
Well, that's great. If-
Also from, that was discussed at the last council meeting as well, or is that? Because that was where we had also discussed that making sure that HOAs and certain neighborhoods did
Yeah.
not
Yeah, that would
take
remain in there.
take a stance on restricting access due to the fact that they would be located within a neighborhood. Even though it says must, it didn't say shall.
Really quick, I misheard what you said. I'm trying to make notes.
So as
That
part
they
of
do
part-
restrict or they wouldn't restrict?
that they wouldn't restrict.
Okay.
Access for public use and stuff. I understand that certain HOAs would have certain rules within their neighborhood.
Sure.
But still, it's a public park, or it's dedicated as a public park facility, and it should be utilized as such. And then we also have our own requirements as well, as far as making a safe environment as well. So I just want to make sure that that's clear, and then we don't get into any civil or law enforcement issues.
Yeah. To piggyback off of that, if it's gonna be considered a public park, should we have something in there to show hours restrictions? I mean, 'cause you don't want kids at the local park doing stuff they shouldn't be doing in the middle of the night. And it allows our officers to take action, if they're, like, if they can't be in a city park after a certain hour, correct?
So that's correct. You want to go ahead?
I was just gonna say, I think we need to be careful about how we designate it, because it's not a city park, because we don't want, we're not maintaining it, and so our city rules wouldn't necessarily apply. So I think I think that it's more from a higher standard as far as what we expect from the developers when they're building it, as opposed to the everyday operations from the HOA. I mean, obviously, we want the HOAs to be in line with sort of the rest of city stuff, but
I don't think a developer's gonna have an issue.
yeah.
So we have no enforceability then? Like if they say it's community only?
Well, you would have enforceability, like you would have enforceability if somebody was complaining that you might not have a park curfew, let's say. You might not have a park curfew sort of violation, but if there's people up to no good, in the middle of the night or something, you might have another issue. Just like you would kind of anywhere in the city without it being having to necessarily be designated as a city park. Does that?
You're talking about enforcing exclusivity for.
Yeah, if it is a city park open, if a subdivision wants to say it's only for our residents to enjoy or something like that, is that something they can do, or is it something we can enforce that it's gotta be public use?
So that's what you're saying.
Yeah,
Not to-
I
You're
think that's
saying
what
you
Mark
don't
said.
wanna do
That's
that.
my understanding is in lieu of providing a park or parkland dedication or regional parks or various things. So developers provide these parks and these amenities and these areas for public. But then we just want to make sure that as we move forward and we evolve as a city and communities and in these little areas and stuff, that it doesn't get to be where there's a very large development and then that is certain areas or certain people are not allowed to actually enjoy those particular amenities or those particular areas. If not, then we're going to have to, in my mind, we're going to have to take a step back and reanalyze that and have a regional park dedication or master plan to accommodate for those particular areas.
I would think that the park on the development itself is offsetting the usage of public park. That would be the idea. That they're going to go to that park, they're not going to go to public parks.
Correct.
So it's offsetting the usage, so we don't
Right.
have to do that. And I think it's hard to do that across the board because some of these are swimming pools and private areas, so we couldn't say that's a public pool then.
Right, and that's where I think that's I agree with you. That's
So I don't think the concept is in that it would be a public park. It would just be a park built to offset usage of the city parks, the current public parks.
And then it would be up to the HOA, I guess, to regulate however they deem fit.
right.
Right.
They have those
I've seen-
rec centers.
Right, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I've seen in other communities and other cities to where they do the exact same thing that we do with the recreation center.
Sure.
To where if it's an outside of the city in an unincorporated area or even another city, that there would be a separate charge, and they would regulate that as to, but they're going to outside of that particular community. We have
I guess
one.
if you're just talking about just a playground, a small park, something that isn't necessarily access controlled or anything like that, I think that's gonna be where the questions that you were raising about whether it's public, who's enforcing, doing what, I think it's those kind of things that are gonna be a little bit more difficult unless it's clear. And then the question just becomes, how are parks being, like the current parks in subdivisions being regulated now? They're really not by us at all.
Problem.
Yeah, yeah.
Or is it?
I was just going to add that I believe that we brought this forward because there was a sense of unfairness that, number one, that we hadn't had a developer want to dedicate 2 acres because that land is more valuable to them. And so I think there may have been a sense of unfairness that if they don't want to do that or they can't do that, that they're still doing it and they're paying the fee. So I think that the balance was trying to not necessarily dictate what you will build, but giving the developer choices and not having to be, I guess, penalized either way, right? And so with the amenities that we're talking about, I really feel like that we're not gonna get a grandiose piece of property. They're not giving us 2 acres. And so I think that we're really just talking about what we would like them to design and what we'd like them to make that park valuable to their residents.
Pocket parks is what we're talking about, yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct.
I like it. With Councilwoman DeKaiser's changes, of course.
Anything else? Dan, you have the direction you need?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. Thank
very
you all.
much. Thank you.
The next item is to consider the approval of the annual windstorm and hail coverage renewal for fiscal year 2025 and authorize the city manager to sign the proposal acceptance form and the windstorm quote. Chris?
Good evening, Mayor, Council. I know you guys are tired of talking about budget and numbers and all that good stuff, so I brought something really exciting to you tonight, some insurance stuff. So we went out and asked our broker to go find us some windstorm insurance for our buildings. We have a list of about $79 million and change worth of properties that need to be insured against windstorms because we do get hurricanes, as we obviously learned this year. They came back to us with a couple of quotes, and one of the options was to use 8 different companies to have some layered insurance to total that $25 million, and the other option was to just have one company. Staff is recommending that we use the combination of 8 layered, because if something big catastrophic happens and we have one company covering us that is on the line for $25 million, not saying that they would, but their chances are a lot better of one company disappearing rather than 8. So that's why we're recommending option 1. If you'll notice in our package, the amount that we would have to pay for the premiums this year is considerably less than last year. It was around $900,000. This year it came in under $800,000. I've had a couple of comments about that said it was because of the market stabilizing, not anything that we did that was super awesome and that we can do it again to make it go down another 100,000. I really did check for that. I wanted to know that. We have Belinda Wallace here tonight from Victor, and she'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have regarding this or anything else related to windstorm, because even though she taught Unruh and I a lot this week and we took a crash course, I think she can still answer your questions a lot better than we can. But I'm just going to hang around here because I don't want to stick her out on an island.
I'm back again. Any questions? I'm sorry?
What was our coverage last year?
It was 25 million.
The
And-
year before that was more, right? Is that correct?
No, 25 million has been the most it's ever been.
Okay.
Matt, we had talked about the 6-month policy to kind of offset shopping it during this time of year.
They don't do that.
Don't do that.
No.
Or an 18-month?
No,
No.
no, they're not extending any, because the market has begun to stabilize. For the past 3 years, they have not, I've gone to them with this same request for you, and they will not extend to an 18-month policy or 14-month policy at this time. Hopefully, they used to. We did have companies at one time that would. Hopefully, one day they'll do that again.
Yeah.
But, that being said, your rates are the same all year long. It doesn't matter whether it's in July or March, whether it's in windstorm season or not.
Okay. So it wouldn't affect the pricing?
Could possibly next year, but then that would be the same pricing for the whole year. I mean, just because it's in windstorm season or hurricane season, the rates aren't higher from June to November.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Any questions? Any other questions? Good questions. Entertainment.
Of annual windstorm and hail coverage renewal for fiscal year 2025 with option number 1 for a total cost of $782,023.16, and authorize the city manager to sign the proposal acceptance form and the windstorm quote.
Second.
Please vote.
Motion passes unanimously.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you both.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
That wasn't so painful.
All right. The last item on the agenda is to consider, if any, requests from individual council members for an item or items to be placed on the upcoming agenda for the next regularly scheduled meeting. Anybody have anything they'd,
No, Mayor.
I do.
okay.
We've had some issues over the years I've been here with some question about responsibility in our 100-foot strip in the ETJ, and that keeps coming up. And I think we need to really address it, have a workshop on it or something to address reducing that strip or dropping some ETJ or solving that problem, because there's a lot of obscurity about responsibility in those areas where we don't get tax dollars to do repairs or service people there. So I'd like to, with a second, I'd like to get that addressed.
Can I get a second for somebody else?
A second.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Megan seconds it.
So we'll have a workshop for that on the day that Martin's absent.
Yeah,
No time for discussion, Martin.
He's gonna provide dinner.
Oh, well, I'll second and third that.
Okay, thank you, Councilman Moore. Thank you, okay. Okay, next, reports from the city manager.
Yes, Mayor and Council, on this Thursday, September 26th, all non-emergency offices will be open at 8 a.m. instead of 7 a.m. Staff is going to take a group picture, and we're going to need that time to do that. So next Thursday, non-emergency offices will open at 8 a.m. On Tuesday, October 1st, from 6:30 to 9 p.m. is Neighborhood Night Out. Anyone interested in hosting the event, contact Lieutenant Gilchrist at the APD. Monday, October 7th is the last day to register to vote for the November 5th election. Early voting begins October 21st and ends November 1st. And lastly, Tuesday, October 15th is the State of the City at KC Hall at 11:30 a.m. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Items of community interest. Hear announcements concerning items from the community interest of the mayor, council members, city staff for which no action will be discussed or taken. Councilman Starkey, do you have anything?
Nothing at this time.
I have nothing more.
Other than just thanking the students for showing up to watch and participate in government. That's it.
I just have a comment real quick. To piggyback off what Councilman Moore said, I don't know if y'all are all here because you have to be here. I'm sure you have to be here, and I'm not sure what the assignment is, but I know your teacher brings in her classes on the regular now, since I've been on council. Whatever you're here to learn or take notes on, I hope you got what you got, and I apologize for it being a very short meeting, even though I'm pretty sure you're glad it's a short meeting. But coming from somebody who had no interest whatsoever in being a elected official or a government official, anything like that, it was a real big learning curve when I first got on, and I didn't have the opportunity to take a class like yours. So if you have any interest at all, pay attention, because it'll help you in the long run. Because here I am with my 4th year, I still have no idea what I'm doing 50% of the time. I'm over here reaching over to Unruh, saying, well, what am I supposed to do on that one? But I'm glad y'all are taking, it shows a lot out of y'all that y'all are taking an interest, even though, like I said, you're probably, yeah, don't write that, please. But whatever you're here to learn, I hope it's doing some kind of good, whether it's 1% or 100%, but it takes a lot to do something like that, and I'm glad you're furthering your education. That's it, Mayor.
Good job. So if there's anybody that wants to run for District C that knows what they're doing. All right. No. Okay, very good. No. Then you're a politician.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. All right. Well, with that, thank you all for being here. We are adjourned. It is 7:47 p.m.